Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Today is the last episode for this year, and we are glad that you are able to join us. Thank you very much for your time. It's been very interesting back and forth since the beginning of this series, and we are glad that you are able to join us today. And for those that would be listening to us later, we are grateful that you always keep your appointment here with us and that you are finding one or two things that you can learn as we are progressing. So, as we've done from the beginning of this program, we've tried to keep our time and do everything we can to make sure that we start on time. And that's again what we are doing today. So, today is the last episode for this year. And for those who are new, this is the Development, Empowerment, and Leadership Initiative. We are an NGO based in Lagos, Nigeria. Our focus and our vision is world transformation, one man at a time, one community at a time. And we have been at this now, I think this will be going to 4 years, doing the little we can in our immediate community to see how we can make life better generally. Producer, I'm not sure if you are ready. Are you ready for us? I can hear that you have started recording.
Okay, we are streaming on YouTube, but let me just record here too.
All right. Thank you. Please, I think my lighting needs to come on. So, we have been, thank you. We have been at this for a while, and our focus is just to see how we can drive world transformation, focusing on one person per time. That's what we've been working on. And this is the last episode for the year, and our focus is just to ensure that we give our community members the opportunity to make the most of every year. You know, it's very easy to count time. This is 2026 again, rolling and getting ready to leave. But the question is, how many people are really making time to count? How many people are doing what they need to do to ensure that they are giving time something to keep in store? The problem is the only asset that we all have is time. Everything flows from time. So typically at this point in the year, we try to stop every other thing and focus on how do we become intentional. And from last episode, which was the October episode, we went back to this topic, which is now kind of iconic, looking backward to look forward. We reviewed the year and we encouraged everybody to set a target or be intentional with 2026. We even invited participants to send in their plan for next year so that we could work with them, first from a point of guidance, and second from the point of accountability, so that you are not traveling alone. And like I said in that episode, that I will not be surprised if we don't get any response, because it's just not, it's not in the realm of the regular to find people doing that. Now, that is not to say that nobody took up the challenge. There are also people who do take up the challenge, but they like to just run by themselves. Like one young lady I met recently said she's afraid to set target because she's afraid of how she will feel if she doesn't meet them. And she couldn't imagine the possibility of how it would have felt if she met those targets and surpassed them. So there may be one or two, or maybe everybody in the community doing this, but preferring to go alone, which is fine. So today there was no, unlike last year, I think last year there was somebody or two or three people that stepped forward. I think 2 years ago, two or three people stepped forward and were able to work with them. And last year they had their trophies in their cabinet. This year, there was no submission for today, but that's also fine. It's my opinion that all we keep doing is encouraging everyone to see how they can leverage on other people's experiences, which is really what this session is all about. Leverage on everybody's experiences and see how they can learn and they can become better at it. So, if you are working on your own, great. If you still think there's a way we can help you, please feel free to step forward. We will be very glad that to do. And if you are new, maybe you are seeing this for the first time, we encourage you to go watch the October edition because we had a more elaborate session last month. So what I intend to do today is just do a quick recap of what this entire looking backward to look forward is all about, and then introduce a new baby in the family to you, and then we'll be done. There will also be opportunity to contribute or ask questions in case there is anybody who has anything to ask. So, like I said, our focus over the last 2 months has been looking back to look forward. Again, basically what we are trying to do is to say, how did the year go? What did you learn? And what would you like to see happen so that you can become intentional with your journey? Simply because you don't succeed by accident. You don't drift towards your destination. If there's a destination you want to go to, you have to move in that direction. And I last month just showed a few sport stars. And like if you are close to me, you know I'm always talking about sport because sport teaches a lot of things. So these guys, every single one of them, I mean, Pep Guardiola, I think, was a ball boy, picking ball by the side of the pitch in Barcelona before he became a player, before he became a coach. For many years, you find was Djokovic dreaming about playing in Wimbledon and eventually going to win it, even against all odds, coming from such a very small country. You listen to the story of the Williams sisters, is the same. Every single one of them, none of these guys stumbled into this role that they are. And that is the same challenge for all of us. 2026 is around the corner. You want to win in 2026, you have to be intentional. There must be things that you are trying to drive towards. Yes, it's never straight. Yes, many times you are driving or swimming against the current, but still there is no alternative to it. There is a slide that I keep using time and time again. It's about choosing your heart. And that's really the summary of the matter, because it is hard to sit down and crack your brain and set yourself up and put yourself under that pressure and chase something. It is hard. It is also hard to be drifting and then just go with the flow and deal with the consequences of emptiness, of living a very vacuous life, and then dealing with the highs and lows and everything. It's not easy. So it's up to you really what you want to do. Because even though what it takes to win is simple, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. I support Arsenal as many of you may know, but generally I just like sports. Last week Saturday, or Sunday, Arsenal had a match against their rival club and they won. That's not the story. The story was that when they were interviewed, this Nigerian guy, Eze, that scored the hat-trick, they were asking him, how did it happen? What struck me was he said he prayed for this and he was glad he was able to get it. Now, this is not just because I'm a very religious, I have religious inclination. Forget about the prayer part. It's not easy to score 3 goals in a match if you do not know. And it's not easy to score it against your rival because the adrenaline level is very different. And it's even worse when you are under pressure, like you're on top of the table and you want to do everything you can to make sure you stay there. To then choose that kind of match, to be the match where you are looking for hat-trick, and of all the people on the field, 22 of them, you happen to be the one. If you have never thought about it, just go and think about it. There's something that is called the laws of attraction. It works. It works. So that's why this session is being held to say 2026 is just empty now. It's plain. It's up to you and I to decide what we want to write on it. And the question we're asking is, in 2026, do you want to thrive or do you want to exist? Do you want to thrive or do you want to exist? Both options are available. One of my friends, Yani Bukwandebayo, is business, cleaners, dry cleaners. We're about celebrating 20 years of that business. And I remember how we started. Coming to my office at that time, helping him to look for customers. I remember the struggle to get the first shop. I remember it was an empty place. It was abandoned. The amount of headache we had to do to even get anybody to give you 1 kobo was hard, not talk of the banks. But today we are counting 20 years. That's what happens when you start. That's what happens when you have a direction. I'll talk about the new baby in the family too, and that's what happens when you start. So the question is, 2026, do you want to exist or do you want to thrive? And I took this slide last month. I'm just going to breeze through it. If you want the full elaboration, please go back and check the October episode of Hey Coach. But just to break this intentional living, which is what I like to do, simplify it. When you say intentional living, what really does it mean? What really does it mean? In 4 quick steps, you can become intentional. The point is there must be a goal. What exactly do you want? Many people know what they don't want, but they do not know what they want. Ask people what they want. 9 out of 10 times, they pause and have to think. To even verbalize and concretize it themselves is hard. I want money. Okay, how much money? How do you intend to get the money? That's the end game. How do you intend to get the money? So, to be intentional, it starts with you asking yourself this question: what really do you want? Break it down. Identify it to the core thing. You want money so that what can happen to be able to achieve this, acquire that, run with this, run with that. Your dreams are valid as long as you are ready to pay the price for it. Because for every price with a Z, there is a price with a C. So it starts by being clear as to what exactly you want. But beyond what is the why. You find out that as you start to ask, so why do I want it? Is it because of greed? Is it because you just want to be able to compete? And for you to also show that, yes, you too, you are there. Your children are also attending this school, or you are also driving this type of car, or what? What's your why? Okay? That's extremely important because if you don't establish a compelling why, that's the reason why many of the things we want to run after, we are never able to pursue them. Because if the why is not deep, if the why is not emotive, if the why is not positive, you find out that you lose the drive and you don't have the energy to keep going. So once you've established the what, you've established the why, then the bigger part which most people now run away from is, can you sit down and calibrate the journey? Can you sit down and calibrate the journey, break it down? You want to have a PhD, so where do you start from? What's the first step? You want to have a business, so what's the first step? You want to rise to the top of your career, so what is the first step? I call this thing reverse engineering. If you go to our YouTube channel, you will see full episodes there that focus on planning and reverse engineering, and it works. It works. I am a product of that kind of approach. It works. People, it works. Don't wait until you are being told before you can experience it. You too can experience it because it works. So break it down. Let it be specific. Let it be measurable. Let it be audacious. Let it have a time component. Wake up every day and go after it, and you will be shocked. One thing that also helps you in this calibration is to do a vision board. Very simple. Find a cardboard or find paper, find clippings of the things that you are desiring, that car, that house, that body, whatever it is you want, put it there. Let it be right in front of you time after time, and wake up every day to run after it. If you can find accountability partners to work with you, fantastic, which was the offer we made last month. It may not go straight, but 9 out of 10 times you end up where you are as long as you can put in the effort that is required. Just start. Just start. As I talk about the new baby in the house, and that's why I'm wearing this t-shirt today. When I talk about this baby in the house, I have some stories to tell. I never thought he was going to go through the road he's gone through, but finally we are here and we have learned and we have grown and we are the better for it. And I'm looking forward to next year to see how far we can run with it. So you want to be intentional in 2026, please take a look at this screen and see how you can own it. You don't succeed by accident. You don't just wake up and say, oh, I am this, but I do not know how it happened. It doesn't work that way. You have to be intentional about it. And that is what this session is all about. So, for those on the call at the moment, do you have anything to say so far? Is there anybody here who is running after anything for next year? Do you want to share, or do you have any experience in the past of having set targets and then running after it and then seeing where you are today? The floor is open. Let's share experiences. That's what this session is about. That's what this program is about. It's about experience sharing. So anybody want to share the experience, please? Anybody? The floor is open.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir. Good evening, sir.
Anybody?
Confirm if you can hear me.
Is somebody talking?
Hello. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
It's
sir.
great to be here. Although I just joined a few minutes ago. I just saw it on your WhatsApp not quite long, and I felt I've missed, but never late than never. Okay, left to me my plan for part of my plan for 2026. Couple of them I've started them now by I started my MBA, which is like an online class combining it with work. And
Fantastic.
likewise, I plan to go into consulting by the side at the moment, which I've registered my company or my business name, and I'm trying to engage clients already. Although I know it will not be easy in terms of combining with work and managing, but those are my two focus for next year.
Fantastic. Great. And we'll be here to support you. There's any way we can. I like the consulting part. Anything I can do, let me know. But we'll also be here to celebrate you should the Lord tarry by this time next year, because you have no idea how much possibility lies ahead of you simply just by starting. Thank you very much for sharing. Yes, anybody else willing to share?
You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anybody here willing to share? Okay, so we'll come back. We'll still have other open mic session before we close. But the whole idea of Hey Coach, it is not a lecture, it is not a training, it's just meant to be a platform where we can share experience among ourselves, and that way we can learn and grow and find what is relevant to us and become better for it. Okay, so let me move on very quickly so that this episode should be a very short one. One of the things we also tried to do last month is to see how we can encourage people to still push for a trophy for what is left of 2025. And I happen to be one of them, and that's one of the things I'm going to talk about later when I talk about the new baby in the family. But even as we speak, there's still a whole month left of the year, and you can still run after something. It doesn't have to be big. It's like winning. When you get into the winning habit, it becomes very infectious, and then it builds a momentum of its own. So no matter how small, it could be something as simple as start a weekly workout routine just to become more fit. It could be something as simple as starting a reading routine. It could be something as simple as water routine, something simple, because habits are very powerful. So it's completely up to you what you want to chase for the rest of the year, but the year is not too late. The Yoruba people will say that the sun that is out can still dry your clothes. So if you still want to chase something this year, following those same steps we shared, you can become a winner, and you can go after it. Look at this cute little boy. So you can win. And again, we are available to support you or help you anyhow. Just reach out, and we will be glad to help whichever way we can. Now, if I move this along very quickly, how can you make the most of 2026? If you have not started, you can still start. Not just with a focus on 2025, but with a focus primarily on 2026. And that really is what we have been focusing on in this series. What do you want for 2026? So I want to go through a few steps that can help. Again, I like to simplify. If you have not started, you can still start today. Make a wish list for next year. What do you want? It's similar to the first steps. It's just a little bit of more elaboration. What do you want for 2026? What do you want? Make your list. Thank you, Baba Rinde, for sharing yours with us. What do you want for next year? Then scale it. You cannot run in 20 different directions at the same time. So organize it by way of scale of preference. If I can only pick one thing, what will it be? If I can pick two things, what will it be? If I can pick three, you order it that way. And from your scale of preference, it goes back to what we spoke about when we were talking about intentional living. Establish your why. What is your why? What's your why? Why do you want to chase that primarily? Okay, then use the vision board like we said. Whatever you have settled on, visualize it. And in this time and age of technology, you can carry it on your phone, make it your wallpaper, make it your DP, make it your screensaver, everywhere. Let it assault you on your fridge, in your office, in your car, wherever you are. Constantly let it be in front of you. And then break it down. Calibrate it was what we called it in the 4 steps to intentional living. Break it down. That thing you are looking for. What are the elements? How do you start? What do you need? Are there timelines you can affix? What must change in the way you live, in the way you think? Maybe you need to start sleeping 1 hour less. Maybe you need to start waking up 1 hour earlier. Whatever. I remember one of my colleagues, Kayode, who, when he was preparing for his PMP, it was very simple. This is about how many years? 20 years ago. And the plan we made was, you know what? He will spend 1 extra hour after closing in the office before going home. Just 1 hour. And then by the time he spun it, that was it. We've been running this PMP training school now for, I'm not sure, maybe 10, 15 years now. So the way to eat an elephant is to break it down. So just break it down into its basics and then see how to go about it. If you can find an accountability partner, please do. It's very powerful. Knowing somebody will ask you, knowing somebody is rooting for you, knowing somebody is working for you, money can't buy it, and you will not always feel great about it. But that sense of I have to answer makes a world of difference. And then start. Don't just draw up all the plans and let it look nice on the vision board, but you never start. Start. And start now, not tomorrow. Don't wait for any condition to be perfect. It never will be perfect. But get started. Get started, and you'll be shocked that when you get started, don't wait for motivation. Motivation is not before action. I say that again. Motivation is not before action. Motivation does not come before you do. It is when you do, the rhythm that you are building is what then brings about your motivation to keep running. If you have ever run any app like Duolingo or any of those have the heart streak, what's your experience? Knowing that if you don't do today, but when I used to do Duolingo until I had issues with my phone and then I lost my streak and I've not been able to go back to it. I ran Duolingo for French for over a year. I think it was going to 2 years. Then I had a serious phone issue, and by the time I resolved it, the streak was gone and I lost my interest. But what was the story? In the beginning, it was just, okay, let's just get started. I want to be able to improve my French. I started some time ago. And then at some point, the only thing that kept me using that app was the streak. Because you know that once you lose the streak, you have to go back to zero. It's like, okay, is it just this 1 hour or this 30 minutes? Let me just do it. And that's what happens once you have started. Once you started, there is a way. That's why a train cannot just stop suddenly. That same train that looks very sluggish to start, when it hits its peak speed, you need a long distance for it to be able to stop. So get started. Get started and then see how motivated you will get after you have started. Because the way to eat an elephant is by slicing it one piece at a time. Okay, so that is, I believe, that is all that we have for 2026. I don't know if anybody wants to say anything about it before I get to the second part of today, which has to do with a new baby in the house. So 2026, anybody wants to say anything? 2025, what do you want to share? Any experience, anything you read, you saw that can encourage us as a family, as members of a community, to go after the new year and win? Any? The floor is open. The mic is open. If you're in a quiet place, I'd like you to talk. If you prefer to type, please go ahead, and then we will be your echo.
Well, maybe
Yes.
I'll just say, this is John here, John Femi. I would just say, keep pushing. It's very good to have a partner that can, accountability partner. I've been trying to develop, tweak an AI product with some stakeholders that have been pushed with respect to policies. But if you keep pushing, then you just see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you just find out there are other open doors, so to say. So, and that also help with having a good plan. And in that plan, it should have some backup, so to say. So plans should be very, I'm sure it has been said over time here, it should be, to SWOT analysis and to all other parameters as needed, because that will help when there is some little obstacles and how to go over it and quickly move forward, so to say. So thank you. Thank you, Oga.
Uncle John, nice to hear from you, sir. Thanks for joining and thanks for contribution. Thank you very much. Yes. Any more? The floor is open. What do you want to share? How has 2025 been? What's your dream or your hope for 2026? You know, there is also power in verbalizing. There's a way the words kind of acquire a life of its own and continue to just run even when you have stopped talking. So, what's your dream for 2026? What's your desire for 2025? Or what's your story for 2025? What do you want to share for 2025? What's your dream for 2026? Anybody? Anybody? The floor is open. Let's learn from one another. Let's learn from one another. We've heard from two guys. Can the babes in this session, can they share? What's your dream for 2026? What would you like to see happen 2026? What are you running after? Or even if it's a prayer for 2026 or your wish for 2026. Anybody? Hello? Anybody? Anybody want to share? Any lady want to share? Yes, go ahead and do it. All right. So let's go. Like I said, there's a new baby in the house. I was talking about my own experience. I wasn't planning to become an entrepreneur when I did. It was my why that led me to entrepreneurship. I just realized that I wasn't driven by money. I am not driven by money. I'm not driven by noise. I'm not driven by attention. I'm not driven by publicity. I like to wake up and do meaningful work. And I'm talking about, this was before AI, before even social media was this heavy. I just wanted to be in a place where I do meaningful work, where I'm not just doing things because I have to earn a salary. That was the first why. The second why was I realized that many medium-sized, small, medium growing businesses were struggling because they couldn't afford top dollar consulting. Meanwhile, they are the biggest segment of the economy. These were the two things that made me start. And I started with just my laptop and my 2 ears, an empty pocket, and a big dream. Interesting that in a few years, we are going to be 20. A lot has happened. We have succeeded in building our brand in a small corner. Our clients know, rely, can't do without us. Interestingly, this season is my peak season. And many years ago, on a day like this, I will be escaping from a strategy retreat to come and run this show because I'm always busy on Saturdays, Fridays, Saturdays. But thankfully, this particular Saturday, I have some space. And last week, I was in a retreat in Abeokuta. Interestingly, from nowhere, the client just presented us with a plaque, and I really wasn't conscious of it. We have been facilitating their journey since 2012. Amazing, every single year. And it just made me stop to recall when we started working with this organization, they were like maybe 7, 8 people. They had just one small outlet in International Trade Fair Complex on the way to Agbara. Today, they have moved out of that place. They have one very huge office now on the Lekki axis. Head count is 145 and counting. At that time, they were one small business running in a very small part of Lagos. They were into the distribution of telecommunication products. Today, they have the biggest local government in Nigeria, which is Alimosho. They also have presence now in Delta State, Warri in particular. When you look at the distributors that started with MTN at that time, I'm not sure there are more than 1 or 2% that are still left standing. They are one of them, but that's not the story. We've been able to guide them to expand their dream. And today, while the telecom distribution business is now very well entrenched, we nudged them towards becoming technology driven. I'm not sure if they will be lower than the top 2 or maybe the number 1 in their space that has the kind of technological backbone that they have. But that's not even still the story. We saw their capacity to become a fintech, and from a small husband and wife business trying to just see what they could do with their passion, they've morphed into a fintech. Now they have an agent banking license, and they've been running that agent banking, growing it slowly now for the last 3 to 4 years. As I speak to you, they're in the process of releasing a very innovative product into the market this December with the expectation to fully launch it next year. It's a product that completely revolutionizes how we recharge our phones. Now, when they gave me that plaque, I'm not one person who shows a lot of things, but I was very, very humbled myself to say, so we've come this far. Now, there are many like that. I have another one in Abuja, a completely different story. Some are different stages of their growth. Some we just started with 2, 3 years ago. So it's been a journey of just trying to live and create value. It's not about money, just create value. And the flyer you have on the screen is just to announce that over the last 4 years, 5 years, we have been working on this app. John Femi, you remember one of the episodes when I spoke about how developers have shown me shake on this product and you were
I
encouraging
remember
me?
very well. And I
Thank
was
you.
happy. I shared this among about 6 months ago. I think almost 6 months ago when you started sharing this flyer. I shared it in my high school stuff, and really everybody is happy that somebody is driving this. Just to let you know.
Thank you. Please help us
So
reshare now because at that time we were testing the UAT just to be sure.
yeah,
Because
I
again,
remember.
yeah,
Yes.
because again, it's about reputation. It's not so much about money. Let's solve this problem. Let's see what we could do with it. So we've been through this, and that's the story I wanted to end with. It's not a straight line. As I speak to you, I cannot count. I have maybe about 10 million naira somewhere at different places paid to different people that have not done anything for me, that have abandoned the project. This probably like the fifth attempt of building this app. In fact, I had to crawl my way to India to give me a technology base from which this app has now been built, even though, yes, we now have a Nigerian team. But I probably wouldn't have come this far if I had not had the stability that the Indian base gave me. And I'd like to acknowledge my friend Christopher Abraham Madojutimi because he was very helpful in giving me that stability. But that's not the story. The story was I saw this problem from personal pain in my house. This December, I'm trying to say I can dispose some inverters and some very expensive TVs that the electrician will just come and blow and they will just go. And they're going to do it to John. They're going to do it to Ayo. They're going to do it to Femi. They're going to do it to everybody. And they keep doing it. And as an economy, we are losing. Or was it the day that we had a training in the office and lo and behold, the water pump just refused to work? And all I needed was just a tanker that can drop me some water while we fix. And I had problem and we started working on them. I mean, working on it. It's been through hell and high It looks very simple, but there's a lot that goes into it. Anyways, since then we've been testing, trying to build it, finish up some of the critical features, making sure that we are ready.
Mr. John Titiloye, can you let Timac know he has left? Uncle John Titiloye, can you hear me?
Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me?
We can hear you now.
Sorry, enemies at work. Internet. The internet, of all the times when internet can fail, is when I am telling you about what we have just won. Can you imagine?
It shall be well.
Anyway,
It is well, Ivo. It shall be
it
well.
is well. Oh, they cannot succeed. We are bigger. Anyway, so we started working on this, went through hell and high water, and today we are now, at least we have the MVP fully out. And what is this product and why am I presenting it to you? One, I'm just presenting for two or three reasons. The first one is just let you know that the same thing we try to teach here is what we are doing. Got started, put together a plan, put together a team. The first team didn't work. I wasn't discouraged, abandoned that team because the nature of telecom, of technology projects is that if a team abandons it, the next team you are putting together, they are rare, unless it's a product that is live, they are rarely interested in looking at what they've done and trying to pick it up from there. They all want to start again. And it's understandable because there's no one way of doing it. Everybody wants to do it his own way, the way he knows. And again, finding the answer or fixing what has already been done by some people is more painful than starting and doing your own. So we abandoned it again, kept abandoning it, kept abandoning, said, no, this project, they're not going to defeat me. I'm not really going to be bothered by what it's going to take. I will do whatever I can humanly possible to make this happen. And today, the pleasure I feel, and that's my invitation to everybody, is not the promise of putting together a plan is not because everything will go exactly as you have planned. No. And maybe I should dwell on this for a minute. It's not because everything will go as planned. So people are looking at it and saying, what do we plan that goes the way it has been? No, that's not the point. Two things happen when you put together a plan. One is you deepen your commitment to the journey because your emotions will now be involved. Your energy will now be involved. But more importantly, because there is a plan that you are running after, when the variables shift, you have a better idea of how to respond. You are planning to start a business. You had hope of, I get this from salary, I get this from loan, I get this from friends and fools, and then you have been saving the salary, and maybe some family friends were able to give you, but the bank didn't come through. Because there is a plan, you already know how much gap you have from the disappointment of the bank. And immediately your head starts to work in a different manner to say, if this is not coming out now, can I do a short loan on this loan app? Can I scale down the operation? Because there is a picture that you have that you are running after. It can also be the corollary. You thought what you need is 2 million. Nature and God smiles on the project. Somebody is offering you 5 million. Immediately you have an idea of, if I'm going to get the amount of money, which part of this plan do I blow up while I'm still in control? Or should I even not touch it because you have an idea of the scale? This product, yours sincerely, has been out in Android and iOS since December 2024. Why has it taken me this length of time before I now throw it open above the line? It is because even though it came out, there are minimum features that I wanted on the app that I think are critical to offer value to the customers. So, but without a plan, you are just going to be firing, and then you remember you have not aimed before you then fire again. And that's the problem. So planning is not because we are saying that, oh, when you plan, it will go the way you have planned. No. But we are saying it helps you to release so many things into the universe. He helps you to commit so many things to God. He deepens your emotional engagement and commitment to the goal, and it makes it more worthwhile for you on the journey. But more importantly, your ability to respond to the unknowns that are out there. In project, we call it risk management, the known unknowns. We know they're there, we just don't know what they are. You can respond better, you can respond faster. And so, allow me to therefore introduce to you, and then appeal to you to please help us try this out. It's a journey. Technology products are never finished, but we are ready to start to build now. So it's free for now. We are looking to onboard more service providers. The way we have built it, we would roll out. Our revenue model is subscription. What this app is all about is an app that is like Uber. Based on your address, it will offer you artisans around your neighborhood. Right now, it's an open marketplace. But down the line, we start to verify. Down the line, we start to rate. Down the line, we start to train. Down the line, we start to badge, so that if you can please join us, we can create an ecosystem that will make that artisan around you to be successful, and sustainable. They don't have to be looking at you for handouts, because they will be successful. Because we are also professional consultants, we also have services for those who sign up with us, where we can help them build their business, provide them with back office services that makes them grow from peasant level operation to micro or even medium scale. So how can you help? One, try out the app, sign up as a customer. You need a service provider in a particular, and the way this works, you can be in Lagos and order a service provider for Kano, or you can be here and having somebody to help your mom in Ibadan or in Kogi. That is when the app is fully live. Right now, we are still in the process of onboarding service providers. They don't even need smartphones to use this app. Yes, without smartphone, they can't enjoy all the feature, but if you are around them, just sign them up. If anybody is looking for them, they will find their details on the app and call them. If they have a smartphone, they're able to enjoy the full value of offerings on the app. But at least before they get to that level, they are not shut out. So how you can help us, like I was saying, is sign up and use. If you cannot find any service provider for the service type you are looking for the location you are looking for, it then means that it takes me to the second problem, which is help us onboard all the artisans that you know. Anybody that you know that does anything that is artisanal, sign them up for us. It is free for everybody for now. The first set of people that come in are going to enjoy it for free. But once we build enough traction, user experience, which is interesting, in the last 2 weeks that we have opened it now, many people are using it for their jobs. We are getting reviews. They are happy. In fact, one of the service providers wrote us yesterday saying, and I'd like to meet the guy, how much is our commission and how does he send it? We are not collecting anything from anybody, not for subscription, not for the share of their money. We first want to solve this problem, and then we will see how we can monetize it. So to go over it again, download and use. Then wherever they are in Nigeria, send to them. Let us start to build the service providers together, which means number 2, help us sign up as many service providers as you know. Right now, our focus is on Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Kano. If you know anybody in any of these locations, just share with them. The way this goes, we do not want to do it any other way. We are not trying to do any referral to sign up service providers because we are afraid that we are going to get all sorts of junk that will put the app at risk. So we are ready to go this like an infantry battle, blow by blow, step by step, one artisan at a time, one quality artisan at a time. And as we then get their details and we verify them, they will have the verified tick on the app. And then as we build traction, we are going to organize training for them so we can badge them so we know this person is trained. And then the user ratings will also come in, and we have a very unique way of rating them so that over time, the quality people will bubble to the top. And so if you are calling somebody from our app to come and work for you, you can be rest assured that you are in good hands. Another model for the app is also that you can give us the job as screws and spanners, and we will find the artisans and we will take responsibility for the delivery of the job. Only that for that model, you are going to pay us a service fee. So either way you want to dice it, we are here to make sure that your everyday living is comfortable, it is convenient, it is easy, and it is controlled. And I will really appreciate your help. It's a very simple process. You sign up, you register. It's the same app. Sorry, producer, please, can you help me with my power? It's the same app that you use for both customer and service provider, and there are other features we are going to roll out down the line. So you sign up, the app provides for you to be able to do all your transactions on the app so that we can keep track of it. You know, it's like driving Uber and you want to go offline. So we are able to help you track your job, follow up with the service provider, help with any disputes that may arise, if only if you put your job on the app, meaning you start from beginning to the end on the app. That way we are able to assist you. So if you would like, these are the QR codes. If you are here right now and you like it, please just scan either of the two. On the left is Android, on the right is iPhone. Scan, it takes you straight to the app, and then please sign up. Please use and refer and help us to spread the word. I would like to please request that you follow us on social media. We are on most of the social media. Help us to, because a lot of people look at that as validation. Please follow us so that you see our promo and help us spread the word. We count on you as members of our community to give this a good entry into the market. And just in case you are not aware, your word of mouth, sir?
Sorry, not you.
Your word of mouth reference and promotion is more powerful than any ad that we can place anywhere, because it's more powerful when you say, I know the promoters of this particular product. So we are counting on you to please help us. Use it on your social media channels, use it on your statuses, share it in your different schools and communities, churches, wherever you can. It's a problem that is national that we are trying to solve. And if you have any feedback, please feel free to let us know how we can make it better. If you encounter any problem, let us know so that we can quickly jump on it. But this is one product that I've been chasing. This is one trophy I've been chasing for 4 years. I'm not sure you have any idea how exciting it feels. I'm not sure you have any idea how exciting it feels going into this Christmas, knowing that finally, that we got this done. The pleasure is deep. And that's what happens when you set a goal and you achieve it. So I'll leave this up, and I don't know if anybody has anything to say. Please feel free, share. Share with us now, talk, and we are ready to end the session for this year. Any comment? Any contribution? Any comment, contribution from anybody? How can there be silence? How can there be silence?
There cannot be silence now. We are going to promote it. I beg,
Thank you.
promote my gas product.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you. That's the
And you
employment.
can hear, as a matter of fact, like he has said, they have gone through a lot of versioning, which is good, really, because to make a product to scale in our part of the world, you need a lot of, So please share it among your WhatsApp group, high schoolers, any groups, let them know that the people running it are very, very reliable people. And if
Yes.
you have any feedback, let us know. We'll solve it.
Let's have it. We'll solve it. We'll solve it. We'll solve it.
Thank
We'll
you
solve
all.
it. Thank you very much, John. Thanks for that encouragement. It means a lot. Yes, any more before we drop the curtain? So, scan your phone, install, use, refer. That's all we're asking for. Right now, it's free, so use. So you use, you refer, you repeat. So download it, use it, refer it, and let's do that over and over and over and again. The goal is that by this time next year, you will not need to explain what screws and spanners is to anybody. It will be mainstream. And we don't have money for advertising. We don't have money for promotion, but we have you, our community members. You have no idea how powerful it is in our different clusters. As you share and somebody picks and share again, is a chain of circles that can go very, very far. And together we can make this a success. So, thank you very much, everybody. It's been another year of trying to contribute to world development, starting with just one person, one man, one woman, one community at a time. I do not want to end this session without thanking my producer, John T. John is the brain, the energy, the air that I breathe on this project, the hands, the legs. He's an incredible person. And please help me give him some appreciation. If you can unmute and clap, please do. Otherwise, send in your emojis. John has powered this project from the beginning, more or less, and I do not know how. I'm almost certain that it would have been very difficult to get this done without his devotion and commitment to it. So thank you, everybody. Help me thank John. And to all of you, John Abe, you have always been here, very encouraging. And when we're about to go live, I know that if nobody comes, John will come. And it's been encouraging month after month. And to all those who have also been here regularly, please accept our appreciation. What's her name? I have a ghost attendee that doesn't talk to me, even though I like to talk to her. She don't run. No. Where is her? Let me know. Let me not put her in trouble. Let me shall pass. So thank you, Esther. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Babarinde. Thanks everybody for everyone who has been here this year. Thank you. And we will not be running this in December because it will be at the very end of the year, usually not practicable. And then the new year, we will be starting with execution. So November, December focuses on planning. Usually our first episode in the new year is around how do you get started. So please, if you still want to put together a plan this year, go ahead and do it. If there's a way we can help you, please reach out. We'll be glad to help. And do your best to get the year to end on a strong, but more importantly, prepare for whatever it will take to make the best of 2026. So on that note, I'd like to say thank you very much. Merry Christmas, everybody, in advance. And I wish you the most productive 2026 starting from today. You can actually start running 2026 from today if you have not yet started, and look forward to a very productive year. Thank you very much. Compliments of the season, and see you in 2026 by God's grace.
Thank
Have
you.
a very good.
Thank you very
sir.
much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, T-Mac. Thank
sir.
you, John Titi Loye. God bless.
Thank you,
Compliments.
sir.
Yeah.
Compliments.
Thank you so much, everyone. T-Mac, are we running the poll?
Yes, please go ahead and run the poll.
All right. There was this question T-Mac asked earlier. Let me just run this first. So there are going to be 2 polls today. For the question.
I'll be surprised if everyone doesn't speak. That was supposed to be a rhetoric question anyway.
Yeah,
I'm very surprised.
Yeah. Anyway, so great. I'm ending that poll now, and I'm starting the next one, which is about your experience.